Good morning. I would like, or on behalf of my hands and my nose, I'd like to thank the Church Council for canceling the parking lot service. When I got up this morning, my phone said it was minus 20 in Ellsworth. So it's not quite that cold now, but thank you, Church Council. Thank you. Not even really safe to be in cars. I mean, yesterday, one of our cars couldn't start in a parking lot way off. So, yeah, safer to worship this way by way of the internet. Let's see. I'd like to read from our gospel passage, not the whole passage, but the opening paragraph or so. It's from the Gospel of Mark, chapter 1, verse 29 is where it starts. As soon as Jesus and the disciples left the synagogue, they entered the house of Simon and Andrew with James and John. Now Simon's mother-in-law was in bed with a fever, and they told him about her at once. He came and took her by the hand and lifted her up. Then the fever left her, and she began to serve them. That evening, at sundown, they brought to him all who were sick or possessed by demons. And the whole city, we'd call it a village, was gathered around the door. The whole city, the whole village was gathered round the door. So graceful when Jesus reaches down and lifts Peter's mother-in-law by the hand. Almost sounds like a dance moment out of My Fair Lady or something. But healing happened, and rejoicing ensued. It was small village. Houses were very, very packed together. By the way, there is a church now over the site, which bears a strong possibility of being the house where this happened, because in the centuries right from the time where Jesus lived and died and rose again, layer upon layer of church was built up around that house. So even now, if you go to Capernaum in Israel, the church has a glass floor, and you can look down on Peter's house. Yeah, wow. Word spread of Peter's mother-in-law's healing, and the crowd comes. These things can still happen. One of our pastors, Lutheran pastors in Tanzania, had a member of the parish who was ill, and the pastor decided to make tea. And so he brought tea. I'm not sure whether he brought tea to the person or the person came to the pastor's house, but there was tea served by the pastor, and whoever it was that was sick did get well. Now word spread, and it wasn't long before miles, and this is mountain area, miles of people are stretched down the road waiting for some of the pastor's tea. Now, the pastor himself said, all I did was make tea. I'm not making any claims or anything. But people were so hungry for healing that they, like the story in Mark, gathered outside around the door, waiting for their moment with Jesus. I think we can relate to that, can't we? Number one, just the longing or desire to be in a crowd, to be a part of people packed in together without concern about disease. Oh man, being at a baseball game, a football game, a concert, down near the stage where people are bumping into each other. Wouldn't that be great? And to be able to do it safely. Yeah. So just that picture of the village of Capernaum with all its people gathered, pressing outside Peter's home, that in itself is kind of a vision of where we'd like to be. Yeah. But that's not quite where we are right now, is it? But we are in a similar situation. We're waiting for healing. We're waiting for miracles. We're waiting outside Jesus' door, sometimes praying, sometimes anxious, sometimes frustrated, as we wait for the vaccine to become available to everyone rather than the fortunate few. Yeah, we're waiting outside Jesus' door, hoping, praying, asking that we might have healing in our nation so that we might feel safe again, feel safe for the future and for now too. Gathered outside Jesus' door, waiting and hoping for businesses to be open and jobs made possible again, the economy starting to heal. We wait, we long for that healing. We are gathered outside Jesus' door in prayer and longing. Now, as far as we can tell, this miracle of things changing for the better is a miracle that we take part in. Strength of the Holy Spirit operating through people. Yeah. People who wear masks. People who, for now, avoid getting too close. It's painful, it's uncomfortable, it's frustrating, but we participate in the coming of the miracle. Just like those villagers, we gather outside the door of the Lord and we ask for healing and strength. Today, I'd like to lift up especially our brother Ronnie, who has come home from the hospital, and we wish him the very best. Ronnie, we lay you outside Jesus' door. In fact, we let you in and pray that your healing will be as swift as possible and that you can be up and about before too long. Thank goodness you have one heck of a nurse in Pam. Yeah. So with that, with this this text, this message of hope for healing, we conclude. There might also be prayers for me to get a haircut. And one last thing. Go Chiefs. Happy Sunday.